Trustees this Thursday, December 11, 2025. Ask if you can stand. I'll stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll ask the secretary to call the roll.
Trustee Bartlett.
Here.
Trustee Burke.
Here.
Trustee Crawford.
Here.
Trustee Dooley.
Here.
Trustee Helvangus is present. Trustee Gavalapu.
Here.
Trustee Stirring.
Present.
No student
No student.
representatives.
We'll wait for our director to close the door. Quieter in here. Less distraction. Next item is to approve our agenda. Anybody have anything to add to the agenda?
I do, through the chair. I'd like to add a presentation by Dana, who's our communications manager.
Great. Okay. Anything else on the agenda?
Second.
Any discussion on adding Dana's presentation to the agenda? No opposition? In that case, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda with that addition.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Would you take the roll call vote?
Yes. Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Crawford.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Gavalapu.
Yes.
Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. The consent agenda includes the minutes of our November 13, 2025 regular board meeting. It also includes the approval of the claims and warrants for accounts 271 and 272 as set forth on pages 13 through 16.
Move to approve. Support.
Any discussion on the motion to approve the consent agenda? If not, I'd entertain call the vote.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Crawford.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Gavalapu.
Yes.
Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Next item on the agenda is the item that we added, presentation by Dan Venosa.
Hey, thank you so much. Hello, Library Board. Thank you for having me here tonight. This is my 7th annual report presentation.
Oh my
which
gosh.
is crazy. I always say this, but I feel like it's a joy to get to put this together, because each year I love showcasing the impact that our library has on the community through statistics, pictures, accomplishments from our staff, and more. So this past year has been a pivotal one for the Novi Public Library. It marked our first full year of working towards the goals outlined in our strategic plan, the guide that shapes every decision that we make. As we prepare to celebrate our 65th anniversary, we found ourselves reflecting not only on our history, but also on the future that we're building. So I invite you to read Mark's letter, which is at the beginning of the annual report, where he shares our direction and goals for the years to come. So this year, like last year, is a digital annual report. I will be making a physical copy that we can use for outreach purposes and having it in the library for people to take. But for right now, I have up here our digital report, which is great because I can add images and videos and different multimedia and stuff. It's really cool to work with. So as I'm going through, I'll kind of be scrolling with it. You've got copies in front of you as well. So like I said, here is Mark's letter. Thank you so much, Mark, for providing this. And I'm just going to keep on scrolling down. Lovely picture from our puzzle competition. And then we've got our impact on the community. This year, cardholders checked out over 844,000 items. So of those items, 175,000 were digital, which is a 10.4% increase than was checked out last year, which is great. We issued over 3,600 new cards, which increased our total number of cardholders to over 25,000, which is actually an 11.4% increase from the year previous as well. Let's see, can I zoom out? No. Color Our World is our summer reading program this year, and was very popular with readers of all ages. We had over 2,400 participants who read over 40,000 books, and I think I did average, and it was like 16 books per person, which is crazy. I didn't read that many, so thank you to all the kids who read a lot of picture books to pick up my slack. Our computer logins are increasing as well. It's up 12.3% this year. So you can see people are coming in, they're using our Wi-Fi, they're logging into our computers a lot. From programs to teen study groups to hands-on iCube sessions, our spaces are full of learning with more than 40,000 program participants, 6,400 teen space visits, and over 2,500 iCube sessions this year alone. The library continues to be a very vibrant hub for our community. So they are using our building a lot. And this doesn't all show up on here, so I'm going to scroll a little bit so you can kind of see. And I've got a little trending up over here so you can see what numbers are increasing. Card holders, digital checkouts, meeting room rentals, which I'll mention later, and our logins as well. So next we have Your Library Enhanced. This shows off all of our accomplishments for the past fiscal year. This is a small piece of the many things that our staff accomplished in 24-25 based on our strategic plan, but I do want to call out a couple in regards to a few categories. So I kind of lumped some things together. So first I want to talk about spaces. We relocated our YA collection for increased accessibility. New furniture was added, increasing the capacity to 35 students, and the room was renamed Teen Lounge. And we have some cool new signage as well on the window, which is awesome. We added additional seating in teen space, installed device charging stations thanks to the Friends, installed new lighting for security in our parking lot, and we now have a single user booth, which is also supported by the Friends. With regards to services and programs, we began offering 3D printed assistive devices and sewing machine classes, which, thanks to the Friends, they're the best. A new read box was opened at Jessica's Splash Pad, which is just another way that the community can connect with us and with reading, which is wonderful. Our meeting room rentals have increased due to a new, easier-to-book online system, and we've connected with over 6,000 residents at the first annual Novi Community Fest, among many other things. With regards to technology, we installed better learning technology for children. We upgraded our firewall for enhanced security, added new features on our Recite Me accessibility toolbar on our website, and more. And with regards to staff, the library would not be what it is without our dedicated staff. We work towards recognizing their efforts and accomplishments in 24-25 and ensuring that their hard work is acknowledged, valued, and empowered the whole way through. So I'm gonna just kind of scroll down. Lots of goodies in there. Got some pictures, got our first annual Human Library event that we hosted. There's Jessica's Splash Pad read box, and then our charging stations that the Friends funded. And then I linked to the strategic plan because everything is in that plan. So people online, patrons, if they're looking at our information, they can get right to the strategic plan as well from the annual report. Next, looking forward. So now we are in our current fiscal year, and it's fun to kind of read these things because it's like, oh, yep, we did that, we're doing that, okay, we're on that goal right now. We celebrated our 65th anniversary in October, and we are currently raising $65,000 for our youth area renovations. We're addressing more accessibility needs in our community and making some building upgrades like our front doors and installing a new automated return system. We're continuing our strategic plan for another year, and we're letting that be our guide. And then just for our 65th anniversary, popped in a video that we had made about the fundraiser. Julie had filmed it, and so we wanted to add that to our annual report this year, just to call that out. We're calling out how much has been raised already as of December 9th, so 51,000, a little over 51,000, and then a link to how those at home can donate if they want to contribute something to our fundraiser. So support from donors and sponsors. We love to give a huge shout out and thank you to our sponsors and donors. Our community's generosity is inspiring, and we also wouldn't be where we are without them. And thank you especially to the Friends for all that they do. If you go back through that list, the Friends' name is on many things on that list. So, so we thank you for their continued support with programming, purchasing new technology, helping us extend our reach outside the library walls, and so much more. And then you got some numbers there as well to see all of our donations. This year, I wanted to tell MPL's impact story a little more by showcasing some comments from our social media. So I just want to highlight a couple of them. Regarding National Library Week, which I posted about in April 2025, quote, "It's the perfect place to connect and spend quality time with my daughter while fostering a love for books." The next one's for National Library Workers Day, which is also in April. Thank you to our Novi library workers for making our library great. And then another one to highlight with regards to Diwali, quote, "Thank you for your commitment to making the library a place where all community members feel valued and connected. Your efforts make a meaningful impact and help foster a community of understanding and respect." So just wanted to kind of highlight, like I said, those comments and stories about those who do use our building and use our services and go to our programs and just seeing how it benefits them in their lives. So this year I started a Your Library, Your Stories campaign, and I've gotten some really good ones, but it's in this fiscal year, the current one, so you'll have to wait until my next presentation to see some of those stories, but I'm very excited to share those with you. And then next we have our financials from our 271 General Library Fund and 272 Library Contributed Fund, and you can see how those funds were utilized. And it's all kind of listed out there too. And then we've got our leadership, so there you all are in your beautiful photos. And then at the bottom, just some more links to go out to strategic planning, the year in review, our library policies, and ways that those at home reading can connect with us through social media or emailing, go to our website, anything like that. So thank you to our library board and Julie for your ongoing leadership and support. And thank you to all library staff for their dedication, creativity, and hard work. Their efforts make a real difference each day in the lives of everyone who walks through our doors. And thank you to our Novi community watching at home for making the library part of your lives. With every visit, program attended, and book checked out, our library grows stronger and more essential to our community. Thank you so much for having me for my 7th annual report presentation. Yes, it was a wonderful year, and I'm so glad everyone's here, and yeah, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you, Dana.
Any questions for Dana? Yeah. Yes. Go ahead. No, any questions? Yes.
I just want to thank you for putting, I mean, we see this bits and pieces every month, but it's so nice to see it all culminated in a very colorful, dramatic brochure like this and a handout. It really exemplifies the things that are going on. And I want to thank you for pulling it all together. A lot of numbers there. Thank you for your editorializing on my letter. I appreciate that very much. But anyway, thank you very much. It looks great. We're happy. Anybody else?
Yeah,
Comments or questions?
I just wanted to echo Mark's sentiment. I know that being on the committee with you, you worked very hard on this, and it's wonderful, and it's a great way to present it to us and to City Council and to the community. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you to Trustee Dooley and Trustee Burke for looking at it and reviewing it, over the course of a couple months to make sure everything looks good. So thank you for your feedback.
Yeah, it's a great job, Dana, as
Thank
usual.
you.
So thank you for putting it together.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
Dana will be presenting at Monday's meeting, which is December 15th at City Council. So if you'd like to support her, feel free to join us at that meeting. Both Mark and I will also be in attendance, but we welcome you to join us as well. That'll be our presentation of the annual report for City Council. Thank you, Dana. You did a fabulous job.
Thank you so much.
Next item on our agenda is public comment. In order to hear all citizens' comments at a reasonable hour, the library board requested speakers to respect the 3-minute time limit. This is not a question and answer session. However, it is an opportunity to voice your thoughts with the library board. Citizens must state their first, last name, and address. I'm seeing nobody running up to the podium to address the library board, so let's move on. Next item is student representatives report. There is no report tonight from the student.
Correct.
Unless you're going to update us a little bit on
What I wanted to just point out to you on page 17 is that we are still seeing some really great numbers in our teen space, and usually that starts to quiet down a little bit because it's the holidays, and there'll be some time off, obviously, in December, but 694 visits occurred in our teen space for the month of November. They continue to work, the staff, with our great group, so thank you.
Okay. Thank you. In regard to the presidential report, on page 18 to 20 is a copy of the memo that we will be presenting to council Monday night.
It's already been presented.
It has been
Correct.
delivered to them already.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
They'll have it for that packet anyway, Monday night. Yeah.
They've already received it in the off packet, actually.
I got it.
So, yep. And so the plan we'll be really addressing the annual report, on Monday, but if questions come up, I'll be happy to address. What I'm hoping is that through our budgets that we'll be talking about in January and February, then we'll turn around and probably go back for further conversations with them. But this is really starting to open up and give them that information and move forward with further details about what we're doing. Yep.
Great. Just an announcement in regard to the budget meetings that are coming up. January 17th is a budget meeting, 10 to 2, and that's at the library.
It is, yes.
And
I'll plan for lunch.
And the second one is February 5, also at the library.
Correct.
Between 5 and 8. I will not be at the second one, but I will be at the first one.
Okay. And I will plan for dinner that night. So I'll plan probably to have, sorry.
Sorry, Mark.
I know food goes a long way though, right? You're going to be thinking hard, so.
We'll try not to cause too much trouble while you're gone.
Right? So that means, Kat, you're on the seat.
I'm on the seat. I'm the chair, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Nothing to add to the board committee assignments, but I did want to mention that most of you know that tonight is the last night that Ajita will be with us because she decided not to run again, and we'll be traveling for the next couple of meetings. I mean, personally, it's been a great pleasure, just a friend to be on the board, and we really appreciate your contributions and your insights. You led the Building and Grounds Committee, and the Building and Grounds Committee did a fair number of things this year, so thank you very much. We're going to miss you.
Yes.
Try to talk you into running again. I was unsuccessful in doing that, but we will miss you, and thank you very much for being.
Thank you. I learned a lot.
Well, we learned a lot from you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
And after that, I will open it up to members of the board if they want to mention any upcoming events or any events that they attended recently that might be of interest or connected in one way or another to the library. Kathy, I think you're ready to speak.
One thing I wanted to mention is that the Historical Commission was asked to do a presentation at Fox Run, and we did that in November, the day before Thanksgiving. I did ask them, shouldn't they be doing something rather than sitting at a program and enjoying themselves? Shouldn't they be fixing turkey? But no, all of that was done for them at Fox Run. So we presented on our miniature store, Matt Morin's store, and the great thing about it is that, in case you didn't know anyway, is that when we do a presentation there, it goes to all residents. It's just like you're on a land cruise. You know, you can turn on your TV from your room and watch the presentation over and over and over again. I'm sure they did that. I'm sure they watched it more than once. But anyway, it was great fun. They always really enjoy hearing about Novi. A lot of them just moved here from out of state, and they don't know much about the town. A lot of people who've lived here a long time don't know much about it either. So we're really happy to do that. And unfortunately, I couldn't go on the road with the library this past week, Sunday, but it was a full bus, I understand, for the trip downtown to see the Nutcracker. And of course, as usual, on all of our trips, there's always a stop for lunch or dinner or snacks or something. Gail makes sure that we try to eat about every hour on the hour, keep our strength up. So anyway, it was a great trip. Once again, full bus. So a lot going on at the library for sure. We are more than books, for sure. That's it.
Yep, thank you. Anybody else? Oh.
I think a good chunk of us were at the swearing in of our newly elected mayor and our council members. And so it was good to be there with everybody. And it was really awesome to see the turnout. That was really cool. So I'm just really excited for our continued work with Mayor Fisher and former trustee Priya Gurumurthy, and now officially elected member Priya Gurumurthy, and then our newly elected Aaron Martinez as a council member. So we're looking forward to working with them into the future. So that was a fun event.
And along with that, last week, Thursday, was a very nice dinner at the Hub for the appreciation of all the volunteer with boards and commissions, including the library, which was a very, very nice Thursday night.
Did you do some-
Different venue, and it worked out nice.
Did you do some curling?
No, I was prepared to show off my athletic ability, but none of that came up, you know. So we could just
Actually.
eat and drink and socialize.
That's fun.
It
That's
was
good.
a lot of fun, and there was, well, Carla, there was, what, 4 of us there?
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah, it was really nice. They gave away some presentations for anniversaries, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, if it wasn't a 5 or 10 or 15-year
Yeah,
capacity of it.
serving, and
Very nice.
they gave our great friend, Mav,
Oh, yes.
Yay.
20-year award or something? 25.
Might have been more of a lifetime
I
achievement.
feel like it's
Achievement.
lifetime, yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's been a huge supporter of the
Yes.
library.
Yes.
Yes.
A fierce supporter.
Thank you if you're
Yeah,
watching.
huge
Yes.
advocate.
I'll make sure, I'll reach out to him. I promise.
So,
Very nice. Anybody else? If not, turn it over to our treasurer for the treasurer's report. Brian?
Okay, not to sound like a broken record, but the list of our items, our pages are out, and we've got some challenges coming up with the budgeting session, because the items in yellow, the extra $1 million is not there at this point. It's part of what still has to go through city council. And also, we've the document that came out recently with the numbers, and I'd like to point out to everybody that is the survey was based on 2022 numbers. Since then, we've had some considerable inflation in the area, and we also haven't had a real influx in population in southeastern Michigan. So you can expect those numbers per city, for example, the 76 and the 82, today is more like 84 and 90 is what, other folks are, funding their library at. And I really appreciate what funding, the group that we had, the Rethinking Libraries, did in there as far as putting out this data. Because all you need to do is to find out what's publicly available with what people fund their library was, divide it by the population, you get their number. There's no finagling with what the tax rates are, there's no figuring what the millage is, there's nothing. You just say we have a certain number of constituents that are our customers that we have to serve, and here's how much we get paid to serve each of them per head. And if you take, and we get into, in our discussions with council, the most important thing from my perspective, if you take the top line of the 271 account, that's just under $4 million. You divide by 67,000 people, which is approximately our population, and we're expected to do things for about $58, $59 a head. When we're talking the averages out there for other communities are in the $80 to $90 range. So that's, to me, that's our message. And it's our message is like, okay, where do I cut to get down to this number? Because that's what our challenge is.
I guess I have a question on that. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. You're just using the tax revenue.
Tax revenue, exactly.
Not the additional that
That's-
we're hoping to get in the future.
No, just the, not the extra $1 million. That's just the
Okay.
tax revenue.
Just
That's
right
just
now.
the tax revenue that I know is coming in.
Okay,
I am not, betting on anything that says, well, we could do this, we could do that. That's what that's a hard and facts tax revenue that's coming into the.
so the current tax revenue is about 58 per person.
Yeah, well, you basically take that top line and divide by,
Okay,
67,000. We're growing, we're not growing
yeah.
that much.
Are,
We're growing less than.
I know that we have the memo in front of council already. Are we 100% confident and positive that what we're asking for is going to carry us long-term? Because it is very expensive nowadays. I'm just hoping we made the right decision on that.
Well, I understand that even with what we're asking for,
Yeah.
we are still looking to run the library, compared to our sister libraries in the area, at about a 10% discount. So, below what other libraries are receiving. So, I mean,
Same
our message.
population?
What?
Same population.
Basically, the Rethinking Libraries, they grouped us, if you look at the report that we put out in 2022, they grouped us by peer library groups.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
And that's what I'm comparing. Those are the numbers I'm comparing. There are libraries in poorer communities
Yeah.
that probably have less than we do, but they put us in a group of our peers, similar to like Farmington
Yes.
Hills, Canton, West
Bloomfield.
Bloomfield.
Yeah.
Northville,
Yeah, I remember.
all the folks that are considered that, if you ask a Novi resident what their peer communities are, they're not going to tell you, well,
Yeah.
I compare my house to Old Redford.
I just
That
want
was
to. make sure that we're confident with what we're asking, because it's going to last us another how many years?
Well, this could be another 5 to 10 years. I mean, I
Okay.
don't know. I can't tell you what inflation's going to look like. I can't tell you what the economy's going to look like. I can't tell you what housing prices are going to look like.
Well, think of the trajectory that we're
The
headed
trajectory
right
that we're on, this should get us by for probably about the next 10 years.
now. Okay.
And I would say a history of Novi, the library included, as well as other city services, I think Novi has a reputation for delivering more, but costing less. All the way across in terms of what it delivers from an educational standpoint, what it delivers from a library standpoint, what it delivers from public services,
Sure.
that it is a lower taxed community, but delivers above average services.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Brian's point's a good point, and we use the numbers that were in the Rethinking Libraries, because it was done statistically and by a third party and stuff like that. But it's good to note that those are numbers that are already 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah, your most conservative inflation estimates have those between 9 and 11%. As far as what you're looking at, prices increases, and we can
Yeah.
all can all point at things that have
mean,
increased at a higher level.
we're feeling
but
it.
That's what typically people use and economists use as a most conservative
Okay.
inflation estimates. People, depending on what point they're going to make, are going to come up with a higher number or slightly lower.
Yeah.
But nobody gets much lower than 9% over the last 3.5 years.
Okay.
So that's basically all I had at this point. Anybody else with any comments?
I just have one. When I was looking over the data from RTL, and they said that Novi Public Libraries' total usage per dollar of funding is one of the highest our firm has ever worked with. So that should be our story, really. When you look at the comparisons with all the other libraries, lots of other libraries, near and far, and where we stack up. And when they said that whatever they utilize to assess the annual star libraries, that Novi Public Library is a star library,
Yeah.
for sure. So I think that's when a firm like theirs tells us that they have compared and they have seen all the other libraries, and really all the libraries they've worked with, plus others that they have collected data on. I think that's really the story we should be telling every day.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into that. Among them, we covered some of the fundraising
Yeah.
items as far as, how much money if you look at that fundraising total for the last year, for most libraries, that's pretty amazing. But historically, if you remember, some of us are old enough at this table to remember the original vote for this building.
Yeah.
And this building would not have been voted for if it wasn't for the Walker Fund. The Walker Fund made it happen. Over $1 million given to the building of the library. You want to talk, and you want to carry that to what we did at North Shore, at Lakeshore Park. That was brought to fruition with a person from the community giving us naming rights for the first 3 years. So, we're building infrastructure, based on the community saying, we're going to put our money into it without going hat in hand to the community. That's also a very important part of this discussion when you're talking about saving money for the citizens. That's a very important part, in my opinion.
For sure.
Other comments, questions, for our treasurer? If not, we will move on to the director's report.
Hello. On page 35, I'd like to start with planning for our January anniversaries that are coming up, and this is years of service. Kelly Kolchak, 24 years. Kelly actually was a youth manager with us for many years and then left and became one of our Sunday librarians. So that Sunday librarian and her time with us is the total. We see Kelly every week on Sundays at our information desk. So 24 years that she has been giving to our library, and I thank her for that. Jeff Smith is now coming on 3 years. I can't believe it went by so fast. I know he's been very busy doing a lot of upgrades and stuff when it comes to technology with the building. And so Jeff is our head of information technology, and I thank him for that. He's really brought some great foresight, great background to help us look at some of our processes and our technology over the last few years, and we've done some major improvements, so I truly appreciate that. Maggie Nelson is also celebrating 3 years. She's in our support services department as one of our clerks, so I appreciate her, very busy, always at the desk, always with a smile. It's behind a mask sometimes, but I always know she's smiling because she has such a wonderful way of saying hello and thank you when people are walking in. And then Bailey Caswell Kemp is celebrating 1 year, and Bailey is one of our interns. So she's currently going to library school, which I love when we do this. We provide that opportunity for students to learn about our profession, and then maybe sometime there'll be a connection for her. We've had a lot of interns over the years become librarians and stay with us on our team. So congratulations to Bailey and her first year. At the bottom of page 35, I wanted to call out that we are celebrating and getting ready for the Polar Prizes. Lakeshore Park, it gets cold, obviously, and probably less people go out into the parks, but the kiosk is there. It's always being filled with new and trending titles and bestsellers, so we want to encourage people to stop at Lakeshore Lending Library and check out materials from the kiosk. You might find something when you check out, and then you might win a prize. So want to push that for our winter months. And then page 36, I'm very happy to tell you the number there on page 36 says $49,429. It is over $51,000 actually as of this week. Donations continue to come in. I took a call this week from someone who wanted to work with their Fidelity account and had them connect with the library, the Friends, in order to make the donation, which will go towards through the Friends, but towards our campaign. And so we're doing very well with that. I plan in the new year to be touching base with some local businesses and sending out some letters. We talked about that. And also giving a video as to how we're doing so far. But I'm very pleased. We've done very well so far, and here we are just a couple months with a 1-year campaign to do this. So I will keep you posted. Wanted to also point out that I put in some information because this went in the December e-news and you'll see it again in January, but we are getting ready for our automated material handling system to be replaced. And we don't have exact dates yet, but we're starting to tell the community that there's going to be a closure of the drive up and drop-off return area, probably the end of December, and for most part, the month of January. So we'll make sure that we send out directly and keep people, it will be closed off, but we have to have some construction done on the outside a little bit for the new return areas and then for the machine to actually be brought in and then changed out. So more details to come on that. After that, I have all those wonderful reports that come from all of my managers and supervisors. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer anything at this time.
I did just want to comment on what you said about the person that you just talked to, who was talking to their fidelity advisor.
Yes.
If people don't know, it may be possible for you to use part of your required minimum distribution from your retirement account and donate it to the library and not pay tax on that distribution. But you should consult your tax advisor.
I think that's a wonderful plug. Thank you.
Just want to, it's the end of the year. Everybody's
Yes,
rushing
right.
to get that done. It's a possibility.
We tend to get those questions and calls at the last couple weeks of December. So thank you. I appreciate that. Anything else that I can answer at this time?
I am going to ask you, Julie.
Yes.
To look into something in regard to the library usage.
Okay.
I must have looked at this 100 times, and it's finally registered. If we compare library usage, like say 2024, 2025, and then 25, based on, we had two different systems to monitor the drive-ups.
Yes.
And I think we've had some issues with the ones in the past, like last year, there were like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Some of those may have been duplicated.
They could have, yes, that's what we found.
But now we're showing only like 600 a month. And I have no way of knowing, I have no way of telling if there's another way of doing this or a way to check it. But based on the volume of the books that we get in our automated return, I think we're having more than 600 drive-ups a month. And what I kind of did in my head, and some people bring one book back, some people bring, 5, 10. But if you figure 600 a month, that's only about 20 drive-ups a day. And if you take, everybody returns 5 books, let's say that's 100. I just think we get a lot more returns based on an average drop-off of 500 than 600 drive-ups. So I don't know how you can verify that, but I think we have more drive-ups than these numbers are showing, even though the numbers are, relatively consistent on a monthly basis, 500, 600. And I don't know if you or staff or somebody can verify that there isn't really more than 600 per month.
So I can do some checking, but what we found is that the old system, I think, was counting multiple times that the car was actually in the drive-up versus now, and this is a plug to our new security system, we're actually using our camera system, and it points out by car.
Okay.
So it's able to just do one click, as far as I'm understanding from Jeff Smith, who's our new IT person, our current person. So I think you're actually getting better numbers now. And even I have to report, some of these numbers. Why would it go down then, right? Because that means the number and that usage goes down. What I'll do with state aid is say, we changed a system and we found that there might have been more clicks than noted, and then they know that we're improving a system that could give us a better number.
Okay. And those notes have been in the reports that, they weren't working for a day or something like that. And so there's been plenty of indication that, that we're, somehow I'm just doing the math, and I think if everybody returned 5 5 books or 5 items, and you had that was 100 books per day.
Right.
That automatic return process is a lot more than 100 books a day, I think.
Oh, I think you're getting way more volume of material.
But that to me triggers, it's gotta be more than 600 visits per month.
Well.
But that's just the drive up.
Yeah,
though,
that's
'cause a lot
just
of
the
people
drive
bring
up.
stuff in and drop it off inside.
Yeah,
right?
see, we have
And then
to-
go check
it's-
something else out,
You're,
right?
we're also bringing materials from, the main door. Those get checked into.
But don't most of the materials go from the automatic drive up?
No, no,
You don't think so?
no.
I think most users come in and drop something
Yes.
off and then want to go get
Correct.
something else.
Most stuff gets dropped off in the building. Yeah.
We only got two little buckets there. We got all the buckets
Yep.
by the automatic teller.
We're constantly moving material.
You're just taking them from the front to the back teller?
Yes, yeah. And they're being checked in, so that's when they get circulated. But yeah, definitely our traffic is more coming through the door. Absolutely. Yeah. I can tell you that for sure, that.
But then I'm gonna ask you to revisit why we shut down our automatic teller. If that's not, our automatic return, if not many are coming in there. If there's only 100, we could keep those open all weekend even if we're closed.
Well, no, because you have such a small room that material's coming into. We don't have, the volume, it's still, you're talking a lot that will come in 2 to 3 days.
And people are emptying it as it's happening all day
Exactly,
long.
all day long.
Like when the library's open, you have staff
Yeah,
removing some of it.
those materials don't just come in at one point and then we deal with them. They're all day, absolutely. You're talking 10 hours.
How many books do you think come through the automated return system in a day?
I'd have to look, but I'm sure we can get a
Does the
number.
system count it?
I think so. Yeah, I can find out.
But that includes the stuff coming from the drive-through, the stuff you hand feed.
Well,
it's
I
all
could
of it,
hold
right?
off and not do it, and we could take one day or take a couple days to see what that is.
Right, but doesn't that include all of the books that go through it? Is that what you're asking, Lori? Like, that go through the material handler, like even when you when your staff feeds stuff through?
We might, I have to check, but I could see if we could just determine the ones coming through the actual.
Just through
From the outside.
Yes.
Yes.
I
From
see,
the-
just
from
from
the
the
outside.
outside.
So
Okay,
if
gotcha.
somebody comes in the library and returns a book through the slot next to the information desk, do you take that and put it through the automated
We do.
return system?
We do. Because then we know we're getting accurate numbers for returns, and it could be something triggered for a hold or to go to another library, which then it's being processed to move. Yes,
And it would get sorted to the appropriate category that it should go to.
yes.
Okay.
Yep. But let me see if I can find out just from a drive-up perspective.
That would be very interesting because I'm in my mind relating the number of drive-ups with 600 drive-bys a month. That's about 20 day, maybe 25 a day. And so if they each brought back, let's say 5 books, that's only 125 books per day that come from the outside through the drive-up. And I would think all the bags that are out there could handle those, because there's about 4 or 5 buckets out there, and they have to handle more than a couple hundred books in each bucket.
Oh,
And that's throughout the whole day. That's not even counting like overnight. You're talking about if not shutting it down.
Yeah, not shutting it down, but we're averaging 20 drive-ups a day. According to our statistics, we're 20 drive-ups a day. So that's still, if most of the books are coming in from the lobby, which wouldn't be open if the library's closed, but the
Right.
automated return is,
right.
I would, somehow I still think that they're, based on only 600 drive-bys in a whole month, and that would be about 20 a day, that should be able to accommodate just the stuff coming in, not stuff moving from the front lobby
Right.
to the automated return, but just the stuff coming in. That's where I'm having trouble hearing that if that gets shut down for a day or two, the books are all over, they're packed up and all the
Right.
luggage things are filled up. And that's, to me, those numbers are a little bit inconsistent in the way I'm adding them up.
Okay.
So if you get 20 times, let's say 4 books, so let's say they get 100 books a day through the drive-through.
Yeah, so in a 2 or 3 day period, there'll only be 200 or 300 books.
Way more than that.
But
But, yeah, I
makes
don't
me
know
question
until I
there's
look.
only 600 drive-ups.
Sure. Okay.
That makes me question, the two are not
Right.
meshing in my mind.
For you, okay.
That's all.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense,
Yep.
because you're right, if you go by your theory, then that's $100.
125 books a day.
Yeah.
Right.
So in a
Okay.
2 or 3 day weekend, that will only be 300 books at most, and those luggage things easily accommodate that.
Yeah, I'll be happy to look into it for you.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions for Julie or comments? Did you have anything else to add, Julie? Yes, okay. This is then the point in our meeting for a second public comment. I see nobody in the audience who wants to make a public comment, so I won't read the script. Moving on to committee reports, it's an opportunity for each committee, if they want to say some activity or something that was going on in the committee. If that has resulted in a motion item, I'd ask to reserve the comments until we deal with the motion, but otherwise, anybody will speak on what's going on in their committee.
I would bring up in the HR committee, we have had quite a few applicants apply for the recording secretary position, and many were quite qualified, so that was nice. So we did our interviews, and we are now in the decision-making process. So,
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you, Carla, for handling both tasks today.
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of recording
No problem.
secretary. On each side, so thank you very much for that. Anything else? Okay. Then moving on to the matters for library board action. First item is a second reading. This is approve the revisions to the computer and internet usage policy. We saw the first reading last month. And I would ask someone to, I'd entertain a motion to approve that so we can discuss it.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Any discussion? I thought the changes reflected what we had discussed at the last meeting, in my opinion.
Yes. And I did go back to my staff regarding that, and they agreed as well.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I just had a question, and maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Right under where it says draft in all the red, right under the
Yes.
title, it says Board of Trustees on 11/3, is that right? 11/3/25, that date? It was the 13th.
That was 12-3.
12/3, was it?
Wait a second.
No, it was wouldn't it have been the 13th?
Should be 12/11
11,
probably.
13.
11/13, I think. I think it
Oh,
just missed a
11-13.
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Because when I saw that, I'm like, wait, we didn't do anything on the 3rd that
Yeah.
I know of.
Good catch.
Yes,
Right?
thank you.
Yeah.
No? Good. Yep.
Do you want a motion?
We made the motion, we're waiting for
Oh.
vote.
Yeah, I would just consider that, a grammatical correction, and don't
Yeah,
even
I
have to
would
vote on amendment to it.
Yeah.
And so then ask Carla to call the vote.
Okay. Trustee Crawford,
Yes.
trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Gawalapu.
Yes.
Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
And trustee Burke.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Second item for board action is also a second reading, and this is the approved revisions to the meeting room rental and usage policy on pages 76 through 81. I would entertain a motion to approve that.
Move to approve.
Second?
Any discussion?
Same date. Same thing.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
How did we miss that? Thank you. Yes.
Good editor.
And actually, these dates, they get taken away anyways.
Okay,
They're
yeah,
not
I didn't
part
know,
of,
and
yes.
I just thought it
but
was kind of
nope,
strange that
Absolutely.
When I saw that, I'm like, wait, I didn't do anything on the 3rd.
Yes, no. You are correct.
Okay. Any discussion on the revisions to the meeting room rental and usage policy? Not. Carla has call the vote.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Gawalapu.
Yes.
Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
And trustee Burke.
Yes.
And trustee Crawford.
Yes.
Sorry. Motion carries 7-0.
Next item for board action, or at least it's the first reading of the iCube usage policy.
So this will go hand in hand with the computer usage policy. We had to make some revisions then to the iCube policy as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Under the equipment usage, under 1, 2, 3, 4, the sixth bullet, under library staff reserve the right to.
Yes.
Just a grammatical thing again. The second sub-bullet should be number instead of amount, set a maximum number of projects requested. And then, do you see that, Julie?
I do.
And then
Thank
a
you.
couple more down from that, the apostrophe should be after the S of patrons. Review and approve all patrons' materials.
Thank you.
I would just consider those grammatical
Yep.
corrections,
Yes.
or what I've been, as I vote on amendment.
Yep, thank you. And this is just first reading. I have set up a policy meeting for next week.
Okay.
Yep,
So this is
And
not
I'll-
a vote,
it
right?
does
We don't
not have to go to vote.
Okay, we don't have
Yes.
to vote. Oh,
Yep.
it hasn't, that's right, hasn't been to the policy, our policy committee yet.
Correct, yep. So I can make those notations and have them bring back. So thank you, trustee Calvingus.
Even better. Any other comments then from my board members to the iCube usage policy? Okay. No vote needed. We're moving on to item number 4. This is a recommendation from the Building and Grounds Committee to approve a not to exceed contract for $8,000 for the fee for the architect, which is MCD Architects, for the design for the main entry renovation for the Novi Public Library, which includes the bid package documents and standard construction administrative services throughout the project. It's not the actual work itself of the doors, but it's just to have the architect prepare the plans, get the construction documents in order, and then supervise the construction. And that would get us ready to actually do the doors later on, either in, the end of this fiscal year or next fiscal year.
My target would be to have it completed before the end of our fiscal, so it would be,
May or June?
And I'm thinking end of May, early June, yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's my target.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll entertain a motion for that approval for the architect contract.
Move to support.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any questions?
No.
Guess not. Call the vote, please.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Gavalapu?
Yes.
Trustee Stirring?
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett?
Yes.
Trustee Burke?
Yes.
Trustee Crawford?
Yes.
Trustee Dooley?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
The fifth and final matter for board action tonight is a recommendation from the Building Grounds Committee to approve a not to exceed contract amount in the amount of $10,111.20 by Crossbeam Building Contractor for building modifications in preparation of the new automatic material handling system to be installed in or around January 2026 on page 87 and 88. I'd entertain a motion for that.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Now, any discussion?
I'd be happy just to offer some information to you. We did have an amount of money, about $7,500, that was budgeted, but as you can see, it was a little higher. So I just wanted to make you aware of that when we were planning. Until we got quotes, that was kind of like an earmarked amount of money.
Okay. And I would add the comment that it was very difficult. We did get 2 bids,
Yes.
but it's very difficult in these times to get qualified contractors to bid on what are relatively low amounts based on the other things that they can do, that they're not usually that interested in $10,000 contracts when they're making $100,000 contracts or $1 million contracts or whatever.
Right.
So credit to the library staff for finding people and encouraging people to, and this was the lesser of 2 bids.
Yes, really appreciate Mary Ann Zermulin and her time, Assistant Director for Building Operations. She did a lot of, asking of people that we knew and recommendations and stuff to reach out, and then even, went to Google and did some researching as well, just to touch point with a number of contractors to get some feedback.
And to make sure that this contractor will be coordinated.
Right.
To get his work done.
Right.
Just before the automated return system gets put in.
Yes, gets installed,
So there's
correct.
timing, and it's a relatively small project for a contractor. It's almost the timing is as critical as the project itself.
You're right, absolutely.
How long did our initial material handling system last, Julie?
It's 15 years, right?
15 years,
It's over 15 years because
Yeah.
we celebrated 15 in June.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because I know Mark was bringing up like the count and like kind of keeping that system on. I'm just wondering, Mark, and we can talk about it later at a different day, just the wear and tear of keeping it going could shorten that life cycle of how long it's going to last, if you keep that going that long.
We was talking about a couple days when the libraries, at least, well, my conversation was a couple days the library's closed for 2
Yeah.
or 3 days. So,
Right.
I mean, we're really talking, even in the whole year, it's another 10 days or something like that.
Okay.
Because it does turn off when it's not like running all the time.
Sure,
It's
sure.
just when the book, it has to be activated
It
by a book.
automatically goes, yeah.
So I don't think that, whether it's working or not, those 2 or 3 days is going to change in a dramatic sense, the life cycle of the equipment.
Okay.
And to add, what we know is that the newer equipment, we hope, will produce better than, and there was some trust issues in the last couple of years.
It would jam and everything.
Well,
Yes.
if the bags were full,
Yeah.
Right.
it would just shut off.
Correct.
And I think there's some
We have,
uncertainty as
yes,
to
we
what
have
might
new
happen
ways
with
of
existing systems.
alerting and stuff at this point.
Yeah, 'cause I
You can
think-
watch the system differently and
Yeah.
better.
That's what I was wondering, because I think with the new system, you'd probably be able to access it remotely
You
too.
can.
Yeah,
You can.
which is really cool. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Exciting.
I know.
I only bring it up because I know when we did the new building, that was a big thing that we could tell the community.
Yes.
They could return the books
Yes.
almost any time.
Yes, yes.
And so that's,
Yep.
I still remember that.
Yep. I know where you're coming from.
You were there.
Call the roll.
Any more discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee
Don't vote, anyway.
Trustee Gabalopo. Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Crawford.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Alvang says yes. Motion carries 7-0.
Great. No communication, no closed session.
There is not, but I'd like to mention that there will be one in January for mid-year director's review. And I've connected with Trustee Dooley, and she's going to work with me to get out information to you in the next couple weeks. So that way you can prepare for that January meeting.
Okay,
Okay?
we'll return that
Yes.
to you, okay?
Yes. All right.
Don't worry about it, Kathy. I got it.
We'll give Kathy a break. You've done
Give
it many
Kathy
years.
a break.
We are, yeah.
She has, like, 2 times a year for a long time.
Okay, in that case, I guess we can call for an adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
Support.
We all raise our hand?
All in favor?
Happy holidays to
Happy
everyone who's
holidays.
watching, and Happy New Year.